VHS memories. So after reading that, I thought, why don't I do a video? Because that's about my level. So here it is. As far back as I remember, I watched a lot of films, due to the fact I lived in the sticks, as there was F all else to do. This video trilogy is going to celebrate the 3 ways that films were introduced to me: VHS, TV, and cinema. And this first episode is VHS. Now, my VHS journey began when I was about 9 years old. So I lived out in the sticks of Wales, a mile from a village and about 10 miles from a video shop. And when I did go there, it was in the town of Lampeter. The store itself was no bigger than a cupboard and only had probably about 50 videos that you could rent. So I used to rent Blade Runner, Rocky 3 and Empire Strikes Back very regularly because that's all they had that I could watch. I seem to remember a lot of horrors, but that was before I was into those. One memory I have is being babysat by a young couple who were watching Confessions from a Holiday Camp, which I should not have been watching. But I do remember they disappeared about halfway through. I don't remember them coming back until after the end, but I enjoyed the film. Some other memories of this time is when my mother and father did go out on occasion, and I was old enough to be left alone. They used to rent me videos, so one night I distinctly remember seeing The Living Daylights and The Secret of My Success in a lovely double bill. So that was a good night. So when we couldn't go to the town to get videos, there was a mobile one. Just some guy with a boot full of videos. I rented the same one over and over from that one because it was more limited to the Lampeter shop. The Thundercats movie was the regular rental from that one. So then I started secondary school in Aberavon, which is a small seaside town that had 2 video shops. We were only a member of one, but I used to visit both. So the one we were a member of was a proper run shop in a nice building, as you can see. So this was the first proper video shop that had posters and standees, etc. And then also stuff in different sections: romance, drama, sci-fi, all the genres. But the other one that wasn't even in a proper building, as you can see, that had all the horror stuff mostly. I remember the posters for The Stuff, Return of the Living Dead, and House particularly spring to mind when I think of that shop. But we used to go around in the lunch hour and go through the videos as they had a different selection. It was also the store that sold off their posters, which was very good for me because I got stuff like Rambo, First Blood Part 2 and Cobra, among others. Just wish I had them today. So the one I was a member of, I used to go around and then book the video that my dad would pick up on the Saturday. Something like Crocodile Dundee or the next big release, because new releases I think came out on a Friday back then. He would bring it home after his half day working on a Saturday. I also used to have what I called a video club, where friends from school used to come around and we watched videos, where we watched Ghostbusters 3 times in one day. It was also in the video club that I first watched Predator, which made me a lot less scared of horror films from then on. The other thing about my dad picking up the videos, he had no idea what the rating systems were. So he picked up films I bought, like Police Academy, which was a 15, even though I wasn't 15. And then some days he would pick up films that I hadn't asked for, one called Partners, which, if you know it, isn't suitable for children. Another one I got was The Monster Squad. I picked that up during the week. And because it was the start of the school holidays, they let us watch it in a school lesson, which was great. All hovered around a big TV. After I left school, I was in a technical college in Llanelli, where I saw a lot of films in the cinema, which will be a later video. But the next video shop was back in Lampeter. This one was another proper video store. It had t-shirts and snacks and such. I had 2 types of the Die Hard t-shirt back then. Wish I kept them. That's where I used to go for the Friday night rental. So I I'd come home from Llanelli, Dad would pick me up from Carmarthen, and then we would drive back to Lampeter. I'd pick up some videos, watch them on the weekend, take them back Sunday, and then I'd travel back to Llanelli for the week. The next video shop I went to was in Llanybydder.
Ah, Christ, he's got all Welsh on me again.
Which was a mom and pop, or mum and dad. No, that doesn't make any sense. A mum and pop store. So the interesting thing was that it was a middle-aged couple that owned it. I do remember that the guy used to go away for a month each year to Thailand. And just by this time I was driving myself and had my own car, so then I could go 2 or 3 times a week or whenever I wanted to. It was a great place for posters and X-Rentals. So you could pick up an X-Rental for £5 and posters were like 10 to 50p depending what they are. I wish I kept some of them for now. New releases you could have 1, maybe 2 nights, and the older films you could have 3 to 5 nights. But being a tiny store, as you can see, it only had a limited amount of the new releases, so you either had to book it or be there at the right time to pick them up. I still find it hard to believe I left there some nights without a video. I think that's the only video store I knew that had a top shelf section, but as it was British and out in the front, they were all, it was either educational videos, like making love, or very heavily edited smut films. It wasn't until I moved to Bristol in the late 90s that I got my first Blockbuster, but by then I was fully DVD, and then that was short-lived as well. So thanks for listening to me ramble on, and the next one will be about the cinema. Thanks for watching. Here ends the lesson.